Pagbati po ng magandang buhay, Madam
sige na.
Mabini. Behalf of Bataan Peninsula State University Orani Campus, we are the Bachelor of Physical Education 2B. And first of all, maraming salamat po sa pagtugon sa invitation po namin for this academic venture. No po, despite of business and work overload po, we are very grateful and thankful po na nakasama po namin today. So, paalala ko po ulit po yung meeting natin is recorded po for the requirements po kasi po yung activity po namin, Madam, is for video-based activity po. Pero yung mga information niyo po tsaka data na makukuha po namin will be deleted pagkatapos na po yung academic venture po namin. So, siguro po before we finally start po, magpapakilala po muna kami. By the way, I am Angelo R. Sazon. Good morning po.
And I'm Angie Samson po.
Good morning po.
I'm Shane Villanueva Torres.
Good morning, ma'am.
Samson po.
And I'm Rochel An Pasculado po.
Good morning.
And I'm Rochel An Pasculado po. Good morning.
Chrisley Van Santos po. Good morning.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, future educators. I'm Mrs. Adelle L. Mabini.
Good morning, future educators. I'm Mrs. Adelle L. Mabini.
Teacher of Doña Elementary School. I'm teacher 2.
Teacher of Doña Elementary School.
Ano pa ba?
I'm teacher 2.
I'm 10 years teaching career as a public teacher.
I'm 10 years teaching career as a public teacher.
Ano pa ba ako nalimutan? Ano pa?
With that po, okay na po siguro po yan. With that po, siguro pwede na po tayo mag-start na po tayo ng question po para alam po naman pong busy-busy po ang mga sangkaburuan po natin dyan. Salute po kami sa inyo po. Ano po? And as a future educator, gusto rin po namin maging katulad po sa inyo. Ano po? So first question po natin, how do you use technology in your teaching and why?
Okay. Sa ngayon, yes. Kasi sa ano natin, kung di ka sumabay, talagang may hiwan. Yung last face-to-face namin, nung grade 1 ko, gumagamit talaga ako nun. Especially in reading. Yan. Saka yung mga story. Yan. Kasi more on ano kami, kapag grade 1 kasi ang hawak ko, maliliit na bata. More on pictures, more on visual. Yan. So malaking factor yung mga paggamit ng ng technology talaga in teaching. Tsaka mas mapapadali, mas mapapagaan talaga. Kasi kumbaga one click, ayun na agad siya. Unlike yung mga old style na kailangan pa ng chalk and board or kalikartulina or Manila paper na magdo-drawing ka. Pero ngayon, mag-search ka lang, then print, then cut, then paste. Yun, mas madali at saka mas ano sa bata. Mas appealing. Yun. Yan.
Mas ano sa bata. Mas appealing. Yan.
Thank you po, ma'am. So next question na po ba tayo? Meron pa po bang mag-a-add po ng follow-up questions?
Thank you po, ma'am. So next question na po ba tayo? Meron pa po bang mag-a-add po ng follow-up questions?
Sige, kung may tanong pa, sana masagot ko.
Okay, kung may tanong pa.
Mukhang wala na po, ma'am. So next question po tayo. Do you develop digital learning materials for your learners and why?
Okay.
Do you develop digital learning materials for your learners and why?
Oo, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, oo, kasi kailangan talaga ngayon na sumabay ka sa panahon, no? So, hindi pwedeng yung bata is sa bahay halimbawa meron silang mga gadgets or meron silang access sa tapos pagdating sa school, mabobore sila kapag ang makikita lang nila lagi is drawing ni teacher, sulat ni teacher, akala yung nasasabi sa yung pencil, chalk and board, or yung mga lumang style ng mga visual, tawag dito, yung mga kartulina, mga ano. Kapag ganun kasi, maboboring sila. Kasi nga sa bahay, nakakakita sila ng mga ano eh, di ba? So, kailangan, as a teacher, ngayon, modern time, no? Kailangan talaga, mayroon tayong mga digital learning materials. Like for example, yung mga e-books, yan. Yung DepEd natin ngayon, meron silang mga, ang tawag dito, mga project or mga pinapaano sa amin na site kung saan pwedeng pasukin ng bata. Meron din mga learning materials na pwede nilang gamitin, lalo na yung mga higher grades, meron din mga
learning materials na pwede nilang gamitin, lalo na yung mga higher grades, meron mga
yung e-books, yung mga babasahin. Yan. So, ngayon, sa aming mga teachers, at sa inyo rin, in the future, mas malamang, mas matindi pa talagang mga, baka lahat ng digital learning materials na ipoprovide natin. Ninyo, lalo kayo. So, kami ngayon, ako, personally, yes. Pero limited lang, kasi grade 1 ang hawak ko. So, grade 1, maliliit na bata. Kailangan ibabagay nyo sa mga learners mo yung mga digital learning materials na ipoprovide mo. Medyo madali pa nga sa akin kasi more on visual nga yung mga bata. So, more on drawing, pag may story ka kailangan, hindi basta sa story, sulat lang or babasahin nila. Kailangan may mga drawing, may mga makikita, mga colorful, yan, na drawing, na larawan. Yan. Isa pa dyan, ano pa ba yung mga sample naman? Yung mga reading video. Kasi ngayon, hindi pwedeng isa-sound lang ni teacher eh. Mas appealing sa kanila, mas interesante sa bata. Kung yung sinasabi mo, okay class, this is the letter A, and the sound of letter is A. So, instead na mag-A ka lang dyan, ipakita mo yung drawing, dun sa, tapos uulit-ulitin mo, ulitin nila, mas nare-retain mo. Yun. Ganun ang style namin sa pagpapabasa. Sounds talaga muna. So, importante na nakikita nila, hindi basta naririnig lang. No? So, doon pumapasok yung mga digital learning materials. Yan. Ano pa?
So, doon pumapasok yung mga digital learning materials. Yan.
Ano pa mga anak?
For question number 3 po, ma'am, do your student enjoy technology-based activity? Why?
Number 3 po, ma'am. Do your student enjoy technology-based activity? Why?
Ay, oo. Oo, na. Sa totoo, yun ang gusto nila. Kasi nga, lalo ito kasi, hindi sabi ko sa inyo sa klase ko ha, grade 1 kasi ako eh. So, mas na-enjoy talaga nila. Bukod sa boring. Pero kapag yung meron silang ano dito? Yung manipulation, halimbawa yung meron tayong pinakita sa math. Yan. Meron akong pinakita sa screen. Minsan kasi gumagamit ng projector. Ngayon, involve natin sila. Hindi basta sinasabi lang natin, makikinig sila. Hayaan mo silang makilahok. No? So, mas na-enjoy nila kasi parang naglalaro lang sila. At the same time, natututo sila. Yun ang talaga sa mga bata. Hindi pwedeng laging talk lang ng talk si teacher. Tapos yung mga bata makikita mo yung naantok na. Hindi nila matututunan yun. Kailangan talaga i-involve mo sila. Kahit na anong paraan, minsan ako, patanda ako nito. Pagkaharap ko talaga yung mga bata. As in, uma-acting ako. I-imitate ako ng mga sounds, ganon. Tapos, parang naglalaro talaga kami. Doon kasi sila matututo talaga. So, sa tingin ko nag-e-enjoy sila. Pero wag lang yung puro watch lang, ha? Kasi kapag puro watch lang ng flash, although, pasok na yun sa digital learning materials, diba? Medyo mabobore din sila doon. Kailangan talaga involve mo sila, gumagalaw. Yan. Gumagalaw din sila. Yun yung the best way ng pagtuturo sa mga bata. Natututunan nila yung through playing. Na-enjoy din nila. Pati ikaw, pating teacher na-enjoy yun.
Na-enjoy din nila. Pati ikaw, pating teacher na-enjoy yun.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your wonderful
Meron pa?
answer. I mean, Next question po
Okay,
is,
thank you for your
are you
wonderful
aware of the
answer.
ethical and legal responsibilities of the
question po
use of
is,
ICT tools in
Are you
teaching
aware
and
of the
why?
ethical and legal responsibilities of the use of ICT
Medyo.
tools in
Oo.
teaching and why?
Yes. Kasi alam naman natin na may kaakibat na responsibilidad ang paggamit
Yes.
ng ng
Kasi
ICT.
alam naman natin na
Kumbaga,
may kaakibat na
lahat
responsibilidad
naman ng
paggamit
bagay
ng
na meron
ICT.
siyang
Kumbaga,
may limit,
lahat naman ng bagay.
no? So sa paggamit ng ICT,
May limit.
tayong mga guro,
No? So,
kayo
sa
future
paggamit ng ICT,
teachers, alam naman natin na yung paggamit natin ng
tayong
mga
guro, kayo, future
ng ICT,
teachers,
hindi
alam
pwedeng
naman natin na yung paggamit natin ng
tawag dito, yung as long as
ng
gusto
ICT,
mo siyang
hindi
gamitin,
pwedeng
although may nalalabag ka na or
as
sa
long as
tingin mo
gusto mo siyang gamitin,
mali na
although
o sobra na,
may nalalabag ka
tutuloy
or
pa. So alam
sa
natin
tingin
dapat
mo
na may limit na yung paggamit ng ICT,
mali
no?
na o sobra na.
Ano ba yung
Tuloy
mga
pa. So, alam natin dapat na may
halimbawa
limit na yung
nun?
paggamit ng ICT.
Halimbawa dyan yung
Ano ba yung mga halimbawa nun? Halimbawa dyan
yung copyright. Yan. Kailangan marunong tayong, halimbawa may ginamit tayong
yung copyright.
isang
Kailangan
akda
marunong
ng
tayong,
kilalang
halimbawa may ginamit
writer.
tayong
Example sa inyo si Sister Henaro.
isang akda.
Isa siyang author ng mga pambatang aklat.
Example sa inyo
So,
si
merong
Sister
gumamit
Henaro.
ng ng
Isa siyang
story niya,
author ng
nilagay
mga
sa
pambatang
modules ng grade
So,
kinder
meron
ng
gumamit
ibang
ng niya,
distrito
ng
naman,
story niya,
ibang
nilagay
province,
sa modules
without
ng grade
his
kinder
knowledge.
ng ibang
So, yun, mali
distrito
yun,
naman,
di ba?
ibang province.
So, dapat tayo, alam
His
natin yung
knowledge.
mga dapat
So,
natin
yun, mali
gawin
yun,
kung
diba?
sakaling
So,
gagamit tayo
dapat
ng
tayo, alam natin yung mga dapat nating gawin
ng
kung sakaling gagamit tayo ng
ICT, alam natin yung mga hindi
ICT.
natin dapat labagin. Yan, halimbawa nga, yung
Alam
copyright.
natin yung
Kung gumamit tayo
mga
ng story
hindi natin dapat
ng iba,
labagin. Yan, halimbawa
i-credit
nga, yung
natin.
copyright.
No? Huwag natin angkinin o kali, huwag tayong gumawa ng isang
Ng iba,
hakbang na wala namang paalam.
i-credit natin.
Yun, isa lang yun. So marami pa naman yan.
Huwag tayong
Napaka-broad
gumawa
naman ng
ng isang
legal
hakbang na
and
wala namang
ethical.
Yun, isa lang yun.
ng
Marami
ICT.
pa naman yan. Napaka-broad
Oo.
naman ng
Meron pa
legal
pong tanong.
and ethical.
Sana nasasagot ko yung tanong nyo, ha?
Oo. Meron pa pong tanong. Sana nasasagot ko yung tanong nyo, ha?
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you po sa answer niyo po. Fifth question po. Do you enjoy using ICT tools in your teaching? Why?
Today, yes. Pero nung nagsisimula ako, no. Bakit? Kasi
Today, yes. Pero nung
napakalimuot para sa
nagsisimula
kanya.
ako,
Nung una,
Bakit?
as in kailangan
Kasi
talaga
napaka-
magme-mentoring kami. Yung mga co-teachers ko na maalam, magtuturo. Kasi nung simula,
Magme-mentoring kami.
parang Lhency nasa alikabok pa ako nun eh.
Magtuturo.
Si Ma'am Marnelli,
Kasi
siya yung
nung
nag-mentor sa akin.
Parang
Yes
Lhency
po,
Kasi
ma'am.
wala talaga akong idea kung paano yung
Ma'am
paggamit
Marnelli, siya
niya.
yung nag-mentor
Oo,
sa akin.
alam si Marnelli na eh.
Yes, kasi
Oo.
wala talaga
So,
akong idea kung paano
Nung una, medyo nahihirapan, pero ngayon, enjoy na. Kasi
So,
as long as
nung una,
nag-explore ka,
medyo nahihirapan,
marami
pero
kang
ngayon,
natutuklasan,
enjoy
marami
na
kang
kasi
natututuhan.
as
Sa
long
edad
as
ko to,
nag-explore ka,
natututo pa rin ako. Baka nga mas marami pa kayong alam sa akin pagdating sa ICT. Pero sa pagtuturo, may enjoy mo talaga. Gaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, kung yung bata ay nag-enjoy dun sa inyong lesson, kasi nga, ini-involve mo siya. So, ikaw na teacher, involved ka rin, syempre. Na-enjoy rin yun. Sabay kayong nag-enjoy. Kahit naman bata lang ng maliit yung estudyante, kung natututo pa rin ako sa kanila. Hindi natatapos yun na alam ko na lahat. Marami pa rin ako natututunan sa mga estudyante ko, kahit grade pa rin sila. So, para sa akin, enjoy talaga gumamit ng ICT. Lalo ngayon, sa panahon natin ngayon. Kapag hindi ka gumamit niyan, iwan ka. Iwan ka na, iwan pa bata. No? So, na-enjoy ko siya sa ngayon. Noon hindi, pero ngayon okay na.
Na-enjoy ko siya sa ngayon. Noon hindi, pero ngayon okay na.
Ayun po, maraming salamat po, Madam Mabini, sa magandang mga kasagutan po na ibinigay niyo po. Alam ko po, na-supplementahan niyo po yung mga tanong po na ibinigay po namin. Actually, parang sa question number 1 pa lang po, sumbok niyo na po halos lahat po eh. Para po sa amin, parang, ay, eto okay na itong number 1 nila. Parang, okay na.
Salamat naman, nasagot ko ha.
Behalf of Bachelor of Physical Education, we are very, very grateful po ulit, ma'am, to have you. Very sulit-sulit po
Sabi ko
sa
nga
inyo.
kay Lhency,
Okay.
huwag niyong pagtutulungan.
Oh, wait naman po kami. um, gusto po namin maging katulad niyo po, no, sa near future po. Nakapagturo rin po sa mga bata. Kasi, baga nandito na po kami sa program na to kaya kami po is, gusto rin po namin maging katulad niyo po. So, siguro po, pwede po ba tayo magkaroon po ng photo opportunity po for the proof po? Picture po muna po tayo.
Picture po muna po tayo.
Pagbati po ng magandang buhay, Madam. Maraming salamat po sa pagtugon sa aming invitation for this academic venture despite of business and work overload. Kaya naman po, we are grateful and thankful to have you this day. And before we start the interview session, I would like to introduce myself po and my co-members. My name is Lhency and Samson.
I'm John Paul Angelo R. Sazon.
My name is Torres. And I'm Rochel An Pasculado. And we are from the Bachelor of Physical Education, BPED-2B.
Good
So the
morning.
first question comes from Mr. John Paul Sazon po, ma'am. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po, ma'am. For the first question po, do you use technology in your teaching and why?
Yeah. Of course, mostly nowadays we are using the technology. So some of the teachers are using the technology simply because we are now in our pandemic, no? So we need to upgrade, teacher needs to upgrade their technologies. We need to reach the students by using the technology. So we are to adapt the new system, we need to use it. So that's why we are using it. Okay? Are you satisfied?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay,
So for the
thank
question
you.
number 2, so for the question
Okay,
number
sige.
2 po, do you develop
Okay.
digital learning skills for your learners and why?
Yes. Actually, we are asked, no? During this pandemic, we are asked to do the video lesson at least twice a year. So for every 2 quarters, we are doing one video lesson, and for the other 2 quarters, we are doing also other video lesson. So nowadays, we are using the Google Meet, no, the Google Classroom, and also the video lesson. Sometimes, if they are the students cannot avail, no, to attend in our Google Classroom, we also have the video call through Messenger so that we can update them in our lesson. So that's why it's very important the use of the technology nowadays. Okay. So and also for the students to easily understand the lesson. Okay. So sometimes, although the schools, our schools is using the modular printed, so we are also asked to have the online lesson. So at least once. Okay. Are you satisfied again? Is it okay?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay.
For question number 3 po, do
Opo,
your
sige.
students enjoy technology-based activities? Why?
Some of the students who are very eager to learn, they are enjoying the technologies, no? But actually, the others are because of the lack of financial, no? They have the financial strings. They cannot afford to have the uh, the messenger, even the messenger, they do not have money to for the load for the data. So maybe the students who have the opportunity to use the technology, so they are interested because they are eager to learn. They wanted to attend the lesson through video or through Google Classroom. Okay. For the others are not. So they are staying with the modular printed. And it also aroused their interest with the video lesson or with the Google Classroom. Okay. Next question.
Next question po is,
Yes
are
po.
you aware of the ethical and legal responsibilities of the use of ICT tools in teaching and why?
Yes, as we all know naman, even though we are not teachers, we must know the ethical and responsibilities of using the internet. So, as the GMA 7 said, no, think before you click. So, in our because the in our Google Classroom, sometimes there are things that uh, we cannot aware, no, we cannot that sometimes there are problems that arises, no, because of the some of the we can say that the other are not are not fun in internet, so they are doing something that is bad, no. So that's why we need to inform also the students how to use how to use the internet. Okay, so the proper use of the internet, the ethical and responsibilities of using it. So we are also aware of that, and I make sure that the students also aware of using the internet. Next question po. Yes po. Do you want me to clarify again?
Okay na po
Hello.
yung ano po, answer po.
Sige,
Ah,
sige.
Fifth
Okay, sige,
question po,
sige.
ma'am. Do you,
Yes.
hello po, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes,
Do you
yes, yes.
enjoy using ICT tools in your teaching? Why?
Oh, yes, of course. So, even though I'm a teacher, I'm not a techie. No? I can say that I am not a techie. I'm also asking my daughter, is also a teacher, and also my younger daughter to teach me how to use the ICT. No, but I also enjoying the use of ICT tools because it's also I learned a lot of things using the ICT, and also it is broadened my knowledge, no, in using the ICT, and also I see my students is interested and learn in using the ICT. And that's all. Thank you.
Ma'am, good afternoon po ulit.
Yes
Before we
po.
end up our session po, we just want to
Yes
know your
po.
name po, ma'am, full name po, position
Ah,
in school po, tapos where did you teach po, and anong subject po yung tinuturo niyo?
actually, I also answer the your link. So, but my name is Roleta Garcia. So, I am teacher too. I am teaching MAPE. But I am an English teacher before. My major is English, minor in math. And now I'm teaching MAPE because I have also a unit in MAPE. So, I am teaching in Orani National High School. Yan, name. Any more?
With that po, maraming salamat po, ma'am. Behalf
Oh,
of
thank
Bataan Peninsula
you.
State University, Orani Campus po, we are from the Bachelor of Physical Education. We are very grateful and thankful po sa araw po sa oras na binigay niyo po for this day. And with that po, pasasalamat po at pagbati po na magandang buhay.
Thank you and forgive me for a long time, no? Napakatagal kasi. Dahil kasing ginagawa sa school. Okay, salamat at
And also po ma'am,
thank you
ano
din.
ko po,
Yes,
remind ko po ma'am na the
yes.
the meeting was recorded po for the reference po namin.
Okay lang,
Yan po.
sige, sige. Okay lang.
Thank you
Opo.
po.
Okay, thank you, thank
Maraming
you.
salamat po.
Salamat.
Photo
Ma'am,
opportunity
thank
naman
you
po
po sa
ma'am.
time niyo po.
Oh,
Pa-picture na
sige,
lang po
sige,
kami.
sige.
Pasensya na po
Okay
sa
lang.
abala.
Oo, actually galing kami ngayon sa awarding ng Girl Scout. Nagpahinga lang konti.
Thank you po,
Picture
ma'am.
open po
Okay,
tayo
thank you,
ng
thank
camera
you.
for the photo
Opo,
opportunity.
Picture
yes,
na mo,
yes.
ma'am.
Okay lang. Naka-open namin cam ko.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, smile.
Pagbati po ng magandang buhay, sir. Maraming salamat po sa tugon sa aming invitation for this academic venture. Despite of business and work overload, kaya naman po we are grateful and thankful to have you this day. Before we
Thank you
start
din.
our interview session po, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Lhency and Samson.
I'm John Paul Angelo R. Sazon. Good afternoon po.
My name is Torres po.
My name is Chrisley Van Santos po.
Jonrexcel Capulong, sir.
And we are from the Bachelor of Physical Education, BPED-2B. And before we finally start po, sir, magtanong lang po kami ng question na full name niyo po, position in school, saan po nagtuturo, and anong subject po yung tinuturo.
Okay. Good afternoon, BPED second year. Before I get to the introduction of myself, I would like to thank this opportunity, no, for being to be interviewed by you, no, kayo mga estudyante. Kasi it is a great opportunity for you to be knowledgeable on the field, and as well it's a great opportunity for me to share my expertise to you. No, this academic venture, as you have said, is an adventure in term, and as well a data gathering, information collection, or collecting of what you will face in the future when you become teachers. So I am Kevin S. Cuarta. Sometimes I am called as Sir Asakura because on my Facebook I am named Asakura. And then currently I am teaching Science 10 and grade 12 general physics subjects, no? And aside from that, I am also the senior high school coordinator of St. Peter of Verona Academy Incorporated in Hermosa. Yun.
Thank you po, sir. So the first question po will come from Mr. John Paul Sazon.
So, for the first question po, do you use technology in your teaching and why?
Yes. We use technology, not just me, no, but also our teachers in our school. We use technology in when we teach our classes, kasi we have this set up na online distance learning. Meron din naman kaming modular distance learning. In terms of the online distance learning, we use learning platforms or the learning management systems sa aming junior high school and elementary students. We use Schoology. And then sa aming senior high school students, we use Lampara. And at times, we use Google Classroom. Now, aside from the learning management system, other technologies that we use are some simulation websites, as well as yung mga other applications that can be downloaded in App Store or Play Store, which could be installed in our cell phones, and then we can use them like Jamboard or for whiteboard. No, those are technologies. Aside from that, we also use virtual laboratory technologies for our science and experiment classes. No, And another thing, technology that we use are in connection with the other subjects that we have, like as I've said, yung simulation websites or simulation applications. And then why do we use technology in teaching? I think it's necessary, especially in this time of pandemic, that we use technology. Kasi, okay, um, because we cannot deliver the face-to-face experience or the real experience to our students. That's why technology in today's setting is important. Aside from that, this technology should not only be used because there is a pandemic. No, hindi lang because we have pandemic we will use technology. I think we should also use technology in face-to-face setup. Why? Because it will give the students more opportunities um, to venture on what they know and then use the concepts and then apply it to the to the real thing that is or that might happen in their lives. Like for example, if our topic would be about motion, no, we would be using technology such as the laboratory apparatus or equipments in the face-to-face for them to see, oh, this is the rate at which an object moves pala talaga in real life. No? Another thing, if the lesson would be about mathematics, I think calculators are made for them to be used by math teachers and as well in science teachers when there are problem solvings at hand. No? Kaya I'm really not into no use of calculators when taking exams. I mean, para saan nga ba yung calculators if we will not use it as a form of technology in teaching, no? And as well learning. Another thing in this technology, why do we use technology in teaching? Um, it gives the sense of um, expertise, or like if I am the teacher and I'll be using the technology to my class, I would be a master of that technology and I can use that anywhere. I mean, if you are training in one school, like halimbawa, you have applied into to a private school and then you intend to transfer to a public school, the skills that you have learned in using technology in private school can be used as well when you go to the public school. So I think it's not just for the benefit of the students that we use technology in our teaching, but also for the benefit of the teachers as well. Thank you.
For the second question po, sir, do you develop digital learning materials for your learners and why?
Yes, we are tasked to develop these digital learning materials because aside from the fact that it is what we are being paid for, um, another reason could be is that we would know what to put in there. Like, kasi there is a, if you are familiar with the DepEd Commons, which is a compendium of the digital learning materials that are used by the teachers in the public school, pwede rin naman iyon. We can still use that. However, since we are in the private school, we have to add up something. We have to spice it up, if that is the term, or to level it up, okay? So that we could see the difference between the private and the public school learning setup. Like, this is not to put the gap. This is not to put a gap between the private and the public school education quality, no. But what I am saying is that in private school we are free to do. I mean, we are free to choose what activity we could give to our students when we design our own digital learning materials. No? Yeah. Thank you.
For third question, sir, do your student enjoy technology-based activities? Why?
Okay. Do they enjoy? Hmm, I think so. Most of them, if not all. Kasi um after the using of technology, when we do the activities, there is this what I call the reflection paper or a reflection journal of their experience when using the technology-based materials that I have provided them, especially the activities. And then from the feedback that I receive from them and then that I read from them is that they enjoyed naman and then they are happy with it because they can utilize the concepts that I have taught them in class to what they can see or what could be tangible for them. No? Kasi when you teach something or when you teach a concept, it's not just telling them the concepts. They should be able to apply it to what they know, no? To what they know will work for the concept that they have. Like for example, um, we are discussing about light as a form of electromagnetic radiation. Hindi lang, it's not just enough for me to teach what is light, is it a wave or a particle. We're going to do certain technology-based activities that will prove whether light is a wave ba or a particle. Now, in the question of them, are they enjoying? I think it is a subjective answer to, or it is a subjective question to answer. If they want to please me that they enjoyed it, they will say they enjoyed it. But if they will be real to themselves, depende na yun sa maging sagot nila. Pero as far as their reflection journals are concerned, with their answers there, I think they are enjoying it. And I think they have requested for it this year. Kasi comparing the teaching today to the teaching last year, we were not really prepared, di ba? We were not really prepared with the pandemic. That's why some of the activities are halted or stopped from being executed because those need to be performed face to face. Now that we have that we have equipped our classes with technology based activities, there's no excuse na not to do the activities kasi technology based na nga siya. Okay? Thank you. Okay,
Number
okay.
4 question po, are you aware of the ethical and legal responsibilities of the use of ICT tools in teaching and why?
Yes. I think as a teacher, this is a necessity, especially now. No, not just now, but in the past years, dapat we are aware of the ethical and legal responsibilities of the use of ICT tools in teaching. Because if you do not know these ethical and legal responsibilities as a teacher using ICT tools, you might cross the boundary of being a teacher and being a regular uploader of materials. Like, I know you know that some of your teachers are just uploading materials, upload for you to answer without teaching the concepts, di ba? You experienced that because I experienced that before when I was still in college. Now, the danger in there is that the teacher might abuse the authority. The teacher might say, "Oh, I'm the teacher here, so I will upload as much materials that I would want my students to do," without considering the other subjects na meron pala yung ibang estudyante. Yung mga estudyante, no? Like, how many subjects do you have currently? 7 subjects, right? Imagine if
Eight
all of
po.
them will, or 8, if all of them will give you 5 activities this week. So you have to answer 40 activities. That might lead to exhaustion. Tama? You might get exhausted because ang dami naming activities. We have to do this. We have to finish this. So I think it's really important to know the ethical and legal responsibilities on the use of ICT tools because to limit the to limit the way the teacher gives out activities to the students. Another thing is that in terms of the ethical, I think you're familiar with the how do I say this to you? We're all naman na ano dito na of legal age. You know, the displaying mature photos or doing mature videos, 'di ba? I think you are aware naman of some teachers requiring students to to show off naked in front of the camera just to pass a subject or send photos that are mature or not necessary, or even when your teachers require you to open cameras. I think that is invasion of privacy. Now in our school we do not say we do not say, oh, turn on your cameras, otherwise I will mark you absent or you will not be recognized here. No, it should not be that way. Kasi in terms of the ethical and legal responsibilities as teachers, we should know and we should respect the boundaries, the digital boundaries between our students and us. If they do not want to open their cameras, let them. If they do not want to recite, let them. No? Because it makes you like a dictator of what should happen in class when in fact a class should be a mutual relationship between the teacher and the student. No? If you want your students to perform better in your class, you utilize the ICT tools properly. If you want to uh, to obtain optimal results from your students in your class, you should cater to their needs instead of punishing them because they cannot comply to what you are looking from them. Yan, thank you.
Question number 5, sir. Do you enjoy using ICT tools in your teaching? Why?
Do I enjoy using ICT tools in my teaching? Last year, I am not enjoying because everything is new eh. Everything is not the normal thing that I do, so I get exhausted a lot. No, I get tired a lot, so I tend to sleep a lot as well, just to be rested. When compared, if I'm going to compare it today, I can say that I am more relaxed now. I can say now that I enjoy using ICT tools, no, compared to last year kasi I know na what to do. I know how to do it, and I think I know the best way to do it in today compared to last year. So I think I really enjoy using ICT tools in teaching this year compared to last year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
With that po, thank you very much po for sharing your expertise. Behalf of Bataan Peninsula State University Orani campus po of Bachelor of Physical Education, we are very very grateful and thankful po. Sulot po sa inyong mga teachers. We are very very thankful sa pag-share niyo po ng mga experiences, no po. And remind ko po yung meeting po natin po na record po for us
Okay.
to for the sake po ng references po.
Okay.
Nagko-collect po kami ng data po. So with
Okay.
that po, pwede po ba tayo mag-photo opportunity po?
Yes,
For
super
the
naman.
sake of the
Sige.
proof po. Sige po.
Okay, okay. Okay, so that is one thing to consider now when you're going to teach using ICT tools. The technological problems like the Wi-Fi, the loss of internet connection from your students, from the end of your students, and to you as well. And the noise around you, you have to consider those when you're going to teach online. As well in gadgets or devices that you have. Kasi when you are not invested on these gadgets, how can you teach online? No? Like, wala kang webcam, wala kang good lighting, wala kang good speaker and headphones. Those are the things that you could consider when teaching online.
Recording na po.
Ma'am, yung ano po, recorded po
Pwede na
na
po
ma'am.
mag-start.
Start na po tayo.
Sige, tingnan ko lang yung unang question.
Pagbati po ng magandang buhay, Ma'am Michelle Buensuceso. Maraming salamat po sa pagtugon sa aming invitation for this academic venture despite of business and work overload. Kaya naman po, we are grateful and thankful to have you this day po. Before we start our interview session, I would like to introduce myself and my co-members po. My name is Lhency and Samson.
I'm Jonrexcel Angelo Good afternoon po, ma'am.
And I'm Rochel An Pasculado. Good afternoon po.
Nawawala yata ako.
Good afternoon po. Chrisley Van Santos po.
And we are from Bachelor Physical Education, BPED-2B po. And before finally start, ma'am, we may know your name po, ma'am. Full name po, position in school.
Okay, good afternoon.
Saan po nagtuturo and anong subject po yung tinuturo niyo po ngayon?
Good afternoon sa inyong lahat. I'm Michelle E. Buensuceso, grade 5 teacher of Paraiso Elementary School, graduate of Master of Arts in Education, major in Educational Management at BPSU main campus. So, teacher 3 na ako ngayon sa public school. Ayan. Ayan, so yung tinuturo kong subject, lahat ng subject ng elementary sa ngayon. Pero talaga nung may face-to-face pa, yung subject na tinuturo ko sa intermediate ay science. Kaya kanina, kakatapos namin ng science quiz B ng District of Orani. So napakapalad ng aming school dahil lahat ng aming quiz B na entry ay nagkaroon ng place. Ayun. So yun, kanina, kaya kakauwi-uwi ko lang, talagang sunod-sunod lang yung schedule kasi ang dami ding trabaho. Ng teacher ngayon, kung alam nyo lang, mas mahirap yung ganitong modular learning, distance learning, kaysa sa face-to-face. Na mas maraming trabaho kami ngayon kasi module, tapos ang daming pinapagawang reports ng DepEd. Kaya pasensya na kayo kung ngayon ko lang kayo nabigyan ng time kasi sobrang busy nga namin sa school. Ayun lang po.
Okay lang po, ma'am. Yung first question po manggagaling kay Mr. John Paul Sazon.
Good afternoon po, ma'am. For the first question po, do you use technology in your teaching and why?
Okay, yes, I use technology in my teaching because it is used to support both teaching and learning. So technology infuses classroom with digital learning tools. So nowadays, it builds 21st century skills and it increases student engagement and motivation and accelerates learning. Kasi this time kasi hindi na dapat techie ka na, diba? Dapat techie ka na kasi yung ibang mga teacher na medyo meron na silang edad in teaching, nahihirapan na rin sila in using ICT. At mapalad ako kasi natuto ako in my teaching experiences. Natuto ako using technology kasi I'm also an ICT coordinator in our school. So, hawak mo lahat. Pag may utos sa principal na may kinalaman sa ICT, ayan, Ma'am Mitch, yan. Hindi naman sa natuto ka lang din through experience. Tapos, talagang napakasarap din gamitin ng technology kasi sa panahon ngayon, yung mga bata, mga millennials na yan, di ba? Mas marunong pa yan kasi yung generations nyo ngayon, yung talagang sabi nga 21st century talagang technology na yan. So iyon, kaya kailangan sa mga times ngayon, kailangan na namin gumamit ng technology in our teaching kahit yung iba nahihirapan sa paggamit nito. Okay, next question. Kala mo nasa
Next. Next question po, ma'am. Next question. Do you develop digital learning materials for your learners and why?
Okay, so yes, because digital learning can enhance learning experience. It saves teachers' time. It enables teacher to better tailor learning to student needs, and it aids in tracking student progress. Ngayon, syempre gumagawa talaga ng digital learning materials such as PowerPoint, video lesson. Ayan, itong nakaraan, yung first time natin na mag face-to-face, nakagawa ako ng video lesson ng math grade 5, first quarter. So, pinagawa kami. Sa una, mahirap. Pero pag nakita mo yung output mo at mapapresent mo to sa student mo na ikaw mismo yung nasa video lesson, ay nakakatuwa din, nakaka-proud na nakagawa ka ng isang learning or digital learning materials. Kasi uso na ngayon sa amin gumawa ng video lessons. Tapos di ba pinopost sa YouTube. Kaya yung mga bata ngayon, type lang nila yung lesson nila sa YouTube. Yun yung makakatulong sa kanila para matutunan nila yung skills na dapat nilang matutunan. So as parent naman, nakakatulong yung ganong mga materials kasi ako, teacher ako, tapos meron akong anak na grade 5 din ngayon. Hindi ko siya naaasikaso talaga sa modules niya. Dahil nga, minsan papatawag ka sa school, makaharap ka sa laptop maghapon magdamag, dahil may ginagawa kang report. Sasabihin ko sa kanya, i-search mo sa YouTube yung lesson mo. At doon, matutulungan na siya na maintindihan niya yung lesson. So, digital learning materials. Another one, naggawa din ako ng module. Naging writer din ako ng module. Ayan, yung module namin, printed naman siya. Pero pwede naman siyang digital kasi yung iba sa mga laptop and cellphone sinesend yung soft copy ng modules. Alam ko sa high school may ganun. Tablet na yata yung gamit ng grade 12, 11 and 12. So, isang klase na rin yun ng digital learning materials. Okay yun. Thank you po. Next question please. Seryoso kayo Talaga kung formal itong interview. Sige.
For third question po, do your student enjoy technology-based activities? Why?
Yes. Kayo ba na-enjoy nyo yan? Kayo nga yung students, di ba? So, makikita naman natin na student enjoy technology-based activities. So, students are found to collaborate better with their classmates and teachers. it retain the knowledge gained, become more skilled learners, and are able to better implement the learning, and most importantly, find learning a fun exercise. So as an experience, yung mga bata kasi ngayon, Diyos ko, ala pa ngang, di pa nga nag-aaral eh, enjoy na yung technology, di ba? Ang gagaling na nila, mas magaling pa sila sa mga matatanda na magkalikot ng gadgets, di ba? At talagang hinahanap na ng mga bata ngayon yan, yung technology. Mapapansin ko naman yun nung may face-to-face pa. So, mas attentive silang makinig kapag nakikita nila sa TV. Yung mga videos, yung mga pictures, mas yung motivation mo sa kanila nandun. Yung interest nila nandun kasi nakikita nila. Hindi sila nabobore. Kasi gano'n na yung mga bata yung madaling mabore, mawala yung interest. Kailangan may ipakita ng bago dyan. Yun, may fun, yung may mga fun exercises. Ayan. So, doon ko nakikita yung enjoyment nila sa paggamit ng technology. Ayan.
Next question po, ma'am. Are you aware of the ethical and legal responsibilities of the use of ICT tools in teaching, and why?
Yes, kailangan na aware tayo dyan sa ethical and legal responsibilities in the use of Bakit? Kasi it creates a culture trust, responsibility, integrity, and excellence in the use of resources. So ethics also promotes privacy, confidentiality of information, and unauthorized access to computer networks, helping to prevent conflict and dishonesty. So teachers are responsible to ensure that their students are safe when using ICT. So dapat alam namin mga teachers na safe yung aming mga bata when they use ICT kasi yung cyber safety, ayan, dapat dapat sure kami diyan. Paano namin ituturo sa mga estudyante namin yon? So dapat we teach our students how to avoid exposure in inappropriate materials or activities. Hindi lahat dapat nabubuksan, yung mga website na hindi dapat buksan, dapat hindi buksan. How to protect themselves when online. So paano natin silang tuturuan na protektahan yung sarili nila online. Yung knowledge of who and how risk can be presented. The understanding that once uploaded, digital posts are permanent. So dapat mag-iingat sila sa mga ina-upload nila or mga digital post nila tungkol dun sa mga, kunyari may mga assignments or may mga lessons na dapat na i-post, ganyan. So dapat ingat din sila doon. So turuan din natin sila to feel confident about alerting adults when feeling unsafe, threatened, or bullied, and using cyber safety use agreements. Kapag nagpapasagot na, yung sa mga Google Forms, di ba, yung privacy lang ng mga data, dapat inaano din natin yan. Tinuturo din natin sa mga bata, sa mga students yan. Kasi minsan na kukuha or nagagamit yung sa Facebook lang, di ba? Yung mga pictures, nakukuha, nagagamit. So, dapat alam nyo kung paano i-private yung mga yun na hindi makikita ng mga ibang tao or dapat yung mga kakilala nyo lang or friends. Kasi doon tayo madalas na, or yung mga ibang tao doon madalas, doon madalas nadidisgrasya sa mga ganung type. So, dapat aware tayo dyan.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you po. Fifth question na po. Do you enjoy using ICT tools in your teaching? Why?
Yes, I enjoy using ICT tools. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, I'm an ICT coordinator. Meron kaming computer room ngayon sa Paraiso Elementary School, bagong gawa. So, nag-enjoy akong ayusin siya. Pero nalulungkot din ako kasi wala pang face-to-face at wala pang bata. So, nagagamit ko lang yung ICT in education using virtual, Google Meet, pati mga reviews, Google Meet. So, enjoy naman kasi ICT in education improves engagement and knowledge retention. Sa mga bata kasi, laging tumatak sa isip nila yan when we use ICT. So, when ICT is integrated into lessons, students become more engaged in their work. This is because technology provides different opportunities to make it more fun and enjoyable in terms of teaching the same things in different ways. So, however, ICT can be important tools to help meet such increased needs by helping to provide access to more and better educational content, aid in routine administrative tasks, provide models and simulation of effective teaching practices, and enable learner to support networks both in face-to-face and in distance learning. So, enjoy naman talaga yung paggamit ng ICT. Lalo na sa mga bata, mas enjoy sila na ginamit yung ICT. Ng computer. Ngayon, kasi kasos ngayon sa distance learning, medyo nakapokus talaga sa module. Lalo na ako kasi hindi naman ako sa Paraiso kasi section 3 yung hawak ko. Yung mga section 3 hindi sila ganun provide yung technology sa kanila kasi hindi naman karamihan ay may access sa internet. Wala silang gadgets na magagamit. So, swerte na yung mga bata na may mga gadgets na nagagamit. Kahit cellphone. So, minsan kapag nagpapasend ka ng nag-enjoy ako pag nagpapasend ako ng mga videos ng kahit nagbabasa sila, may nakikita ako. Kaso, hindi lahat makaka-join. Kunyari, gusto ko mag-Google Meet, ganyan. Gusto ko ganyan, tapos turuan sila kahit isang lesson. Hindi lahat nakaka-attend. Kasi hindi lahat nakaka-provide ng pangangailangan ng mga ICT tools. So, yun yung hirap ngayon. So, tas, ayan, yung mga ganyan, interview, lahat, Google Meet. Ako nga, nag-review ako ng bata ako nalalaban sa science. Google Meet lang din kami. Hindi kami nakita na lang kami kanina. Kaya, napaka-importante talaga ng ICT. Ayun.
With that po, ma'am.
Ma'am, pot opportunity na lang po, ma'am.
With that po, ma'am, thank you very much po for sharing your expertise. Behalf of Bataan Peninsula State University, Orani Campus, we are from the Bachelor of Physical Education 2B. We are very, very grateful po to have you for this day po. Siguro po, ma'am, pwede po kayo maka-request ng photo opportunity po. For us to
Sige po. Pagbati po ng magandang buhay, sir. Maraming salamat po sa pagtugon sa aming invitation for this academic venture despite of business and work overload. Kaya naman po, we are grateful and thankful to have you this day. And before we start our interview session, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Lhency and Samson.
I'm Angelo or Sazon. Good afternoon po, sir.
Afternoon. Torres po. I'm Rochel An Pasculado po.
And okay na po ang lahat. So, kung okay na, let me introduce myself. I'm Argie Tuazon, teacher to Apangal Elementary School. I'm teaching grade 5 for. So, I'm very pleased na kahit ako yung napili so na ma-interview niyo, and I'm very thankful to Sister Rochel Pasculado for inviting me here. Do I need to answer abruptly or do you need to ask me the question?
We will ask po, sir. The first question po will come
Okay.
from Mr. John Paul Sazon.
For the first question po, sir, do you use technology in your teaching? Why?
As a teacher, technology is very much important to us, especially in this pandemic time. Uh, Wherein the children nowadays is not available. Kung mapapansin naman natin, ang modes of teaching ngayon is through online class and modular printed. So technology nowadays is very much important to us, especially in our teaching students. And as a medium of instruction, syempre technology is uh, talagang kailangan ngayon sa panahon natin ngayon. So yes.
Next po, for do you develop digital materials for learners? Why?
Yes. As a millennia, what do you call this one? Millennium teacher? Is that the right word for sa mga millennials? 'Di ba yung mga millennial teachers? So sabing ganyan, to cope up with the changing, okay, in the fast pace of the modern education. So kailangan din namin makaagapay sa technology. So as a teacher, matagal na akong nagde-develop ng mga learning materials from technology. And as of last year, we invented or we made some innovations regarding sa aming mga learning materials. Nakapagbuo din kami ng mga video presentations. We made some self-made video presentations wherein we use some technologies like PPTs, yung mga canvas, tapos yung mga using Zoom, tapos marami pang mga technologies ang ginagamit namin sa pagbuo ng mga learning materials. Dati kasi we use only yung mga old technologies such as Manila papers, flashcards, but nowadays yung mga technology is yung nakaagapay na siya doon talaga sa modern society natin.
Thank you, sir. For third question po, do your students enjoy technology-based activities? Why?
Yung back when there's a face-to-face teaching or the face-to-face education, na-enjoy ng mga bata yung mga paggamit namin ng video presentation sa kanang PPTs wherein we used projector. Pero nowadays kasi mapapansin natin wala naman especially in our school, nasa bundok kasi kami. So pili lang doon yung mga merong gadgets. So konti lang nakakapag-enjoy doon sa technology.
Question is, are you aware of the ethical and legal responsibilities of the use of ICT teaching, and why?
So to answer your question, ma'am, I'm very much aware with the ethical and legal responsibilities of the use of ICT tools in teaching. Sabi nga ganyan, ICT is yung isa sa mga favorite ko nung college. So nung tinuro sa amin yung mga ethicals and legal responsibilities, so natandaan ko siya. But nowadays kasi hindi siya nagagamit namin ng husto sapagkat hindi naman kami gaanong gumagamit ng mga ICTs, especially in our school kasi nga madalas walang power doon. Tapos sa amin kasi yung yung nag-use lang ng ICT. Nung dating face-to-face pwede, tapos pero ngayon hindi na siya ganong nagagamit sapagkat kabay ay bundok nga, so madalang doon yung merong internet, yung mga cellphone, so gano'n. Pero yung mga legal basis naman when it comes to is I'm very much aware in the ethical responsibilities that I must use or must what do you call this one? Tatandaan sa paggawa ng mga ICTs and learning using ICTs in making some learning materials.
Do you enjoy using ICT tools in your teaching? Why?
Okay. Sa ngayon, sinusumpa ko na siya. Joke. nung back when there is a face-to-face class, medyo na-enjoy ko siya kasi nga, yung mga bata kasi namomotivate when using ICTs. Yung mga pag gumagawa kami ng mga PowerPoints, ng mga videos, ng mga video presentations using PPTs. Na-enjoy ko siya kasi nga nag-enjoy yung mga bata, pero ngayon hindi na siya pero masarap nagagawa nun, lalong-lalo na kapag nare-recognize yung mga ginagawa mo. Kasi sa amin in our sa aming pagtuturo, in our teaching, making some innovations using ICTs is a big help for us to be rank up. Mas tumaas yung position namin kasi nga kapag nagpaparang kami, yung innovations using ICT is very much mataas yung points kapag nagra-ranking. So kapag gumagawa ako ng ICTs, na-enjoy ko siya kasi nagagamit ko siya. Hindi lang sa pagtuturo, pati na rin sa pagpapataas ng position namin. Kaya so I'm encouraging you ngayon pa lang, mag-develop daw kayo ng mga ICTs learning materials para kapag na-in kayo, magagamit nyo siya. Kung gusto nyo nang mas mabilis na tumaas yung position nyo, so mag-develop na kayo ng mga ICT innovation tools.
With that, thank you for sharing po your
Thank you
expertise.
po.
We have a
Salamat.
Bachelor of Physical Education 2B. We are very thankful and grateful po to have you for this day. Alam po namin, despite of the pandemic, nagkaroon tayo ng mga busy schedule po, lalo na po kayo mga teachers. So, salute naman po kami sa inyo po. And siguro po with that po, para wag po natin tapusin yung session po natin, mag-photo opportunity po muna tayo. Pwede po siguro.
Audio Jungle.